Now listen to this. So I'm coming out of Mass on Saturday night. Catholics are allowed to go to Mass on Saturday night. And I'm walking across the parking lot with my son. And guy, wearing a mask, we all had masks, approaches, he goes, "You're Bill O'Reilly." I said, "Unfortunately," that's my line. And he goes, I'm an investigator on the Hunter Biden case. All right. So I never saw this guy in my life, but he lives on Long Island. I said, "Well, that's interesting." He goes, "Would you like to see the hard drive that we have in our possession?" And I go, "Well, maybe, but I got to take it step by step. I don't know you, and I certainly don't want to get involved with anything nefarious." But then the journalist in me kicks in. And I said, let's put me aside for a moment. On that hard drive, are you convinced that Joe Biden got money from either Russia, Ukraine, or China? Because those are the three entities that we know paid Hunter Biden. But that's established beyond any reasonable doubt. Hunter Biden made millions of dollars. No doubt about that. Joe Biden's father says he earned it legitimately. Fine. I'm interested in, did any of that money find its way into Joe Biden's pocket? This is my job. Okay. The guy says, "We believe so." Now, this is not a law enforcement agency. I'm not going to tell you what the context was because it wouldn't be right to do that at this point. But it's not a law enforcement agency, but it is an agency that's looking into this situation. And I said, "Well, what's the evidence?" Apparently, on the hard drive, according to this investigator, there are references to Joe Biden, but he has a code name. And the code name is an upstate New York town where his mother was born, or something like that. So there's a series of emails involving transactions of money that these investigators believe, and I can't vouch for them, involve Biden, and Biden has got a code name, Joe Biden. Okay. Then I say, well, what about the money coming into Hunter Biden's possession? Was that declared with the IRS? That's the key. Because if Hunter Biden made tens of millions of dollars, as this man purported he did, from the three, Russia, Ukraine, China, if that indeed happened, he'd have to declare it on his taxes. Hunter would. Or like Al Capone, he goes to federal prison. Guy says the money came through of various businesses. Okay, so the checks were made out to businesses. The wire transfers of money went into businesses. Okay, according to this stuff on the hard drive, on Hunter Biden's hard drive. Now, I don't know, and this guy didn't know. Again, I said, did the IRS know? He goes, I don't know. We don't know. Because the FBI, who's had the hard drive for almost a year, not saying anything, and we don't know if the IRS is involved at all. So there was some chat after that, which wasn't to the level that I just told you. And then I exchanged information with him, and I'll follow up. So the importance of this is so bizarre. This is so bizarre. And my son is saying it like this, because he knows what's going on. And so I checked the guy, and the guy's legit after I got home. And now I got a really good contact. But that's where we are on this. So Hunter Biden, if he didn't declare this money, he's done. Because they'll have to, even if his father's elected president. IRS have to track this. As far as Joe Biden getting any money directly, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just reporting what I was told. Brett Tolman is our go-to guy for Justice Department matters. He's a former U.S. attorney from Utah. Joins us now from Salt Lake City. How about that for a story, Tolman, huh?
Wow, that was some revelation.
So let me
At first
ask you a series of questions here.
Yeah,
So, do you believe the FBI had this Hunter Biden hard drive for a year? Is that what you're hearing?
I do. I think it is. It's it's such a contrast to what happened when Comey got any information and how quickly he went to the White House versus what it appears Chris Wray has done. But all of my friends in the Department of Justice that I speak with and talk to are cringing at the fact that it appears they had this for a long time. Without
we'll never know. We'll never know because Christopher Wray, the head of the FBI, and he's not going to say what they're doing with this hard drive, if anything, correct?
Yeah, he's gonna hide behind we neither confirm nor deny the existence of an investigation. The problem is, it's very apparent when somebody's digging into something versus when they're not. And we don't see any of the earmarkings that the investigation was taken seriously until just recently.
Now, would the IRS, not a part of the Justice Department, so I'm asking you a question you may not know, with all of these headlines and the hard drive and all of that, would they take a look?
They would. The IRS is part of a task force, a financial task force with the FBI. So they would have the ability to have immediate access and work with the FBI if there was any indication that there was, improper receipt of money without declaring the income. And I think you hit on the exact issue, Bill. This is potentially a conspiracy to take in money that may or may not involve the candidate for the presidency, his son, Hunter Biden, and others. And you could include money laundering and various other charges that could go along with it.
Joe Biden's elected president. If that happens, he appoints a very friendly attorney general. Maybe nothing happens. They order nothing to be looked at. Is that possible?
It's possible. What is really important right now is you see that Chris Wray apparently starts to investigate and treat this serious as a result of Congress weighing in, sending letters, folks like Senator Grassley and Johnson and the other representatives. It tells you why it's so important that there is an effort in Congress to hold the executive branch accountable. If the Democrats win all three, this is a disaster.
Right, because then they control the committees and they won't even put the subject on for discussion. All right.
That's right.
I'm doing the best I can here. That's where we are. We can't force the FBI to make any disclosures about what they're doing with Hunter Biden, and we certainly have no power over the IRS or anything else to trace any money. All we can go with is what we are told.
Bill O'Reilly is back on TV and only on The First. No Spin News, every weeknight at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on The First.